exclusive. And tonight I am joined with Carl and Ryan. What's going on, guys?
Not much. Ready for this interview.
Now, guys, we first saw Jboujii at Brie Anniversary's fifth show. What, about a month ago? That was, if I remember correctly.
It was in July.
Correct,
So,
because that was SummerSlam weekend.
Yes. And he has basically blown up since then. So, guys, we're honored tonight to be joined by the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Jboujii. How you doing today, sir?
Good, man. Thanks for having me.
Hey, I'm glad to have you on. And obviously, we'll get to what you have coming up, because we know you have Invictus coming up this Sunday, which you'll actually see all three of us there. And,
especially this one down below.
Yep. He'll be the lovely ring announcer. And then you'll also be...
You know how it is, Boujii. You know how it is.
Same old.
And then, are you a part of I think you're a part of also Dragon Gate for Brie, happened in October.
Yeah, I'm winning that.
We'll get into all of that, because you also. First question I have: how did you get the ring name of Jboujii? How did that whole thing come to be?
So originally, I trained at Johnny Rod's in Gleason's gym, and we used to have like New Japan monikers. Like everybody used to be named as there. Everybody called me Bushi, so there I was known as Jboujii. But people would mess up my name all the time. Like they would say Bushi like every other way, but Bushi. And there was one time someone said Bougie, and it's like that doesn't make sense. That's not even how it's spelled. So I don't like, where did you get that from? So it was going on for about a year and a half, like right before the pandemic started, a little bit during the pandemic, and then I started going up to the PAs at Sanctuary. And right before that, I think I had my Titan tryout. Yeah, I had my Titan tryout. And they called me they used to either call me Bushi wrong, or they called me about the type of tights that I would wear. So I had Spider-Man tights. They called me Spider-Man or Black Panther or whatever tights I was wearing. And that bothered me a lot. It's like, that's not my name, bro. Like, take the time to get to know my name. Like, treat me with the same respect you treat anyone else with. And that was a big factor to it. And then it was just like everyone kept calling me Bougie, so it was like, all right, yeah, like y'all want Bougie? Okay, I'm gonna show you Jboujii. And then now I'm the monster that everybody hates. So it's pretty fun. I think it's a great story, very poetic.
Carl?
So my question for you is, what got you into wrestling? Not what made you become a wrestler, but what got you into wrestling itself in general?
It was something I always watched with my mom and my dad. It really became a big thing for me growing up. Like, I was always the one kid in my elementary school that could stay up past 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock because my mom would always let me watch wrestling. So sometimes it would be Monday Night Raw, and then I'd watch Law and Order with her. So I'd be up to probably like 12, maybe almost 1 in the morning. But hey, me and my mom, we always watch it. So it stemmed from there. Just being able to watch with my mom, my dad, whenever I was watching it with him too. But it was just something like me and my mom always did. Like, my favorite wrestler ever is Stone Cold. So I'll be doing something, and if like Stone Cold music's hit, she'll be like, John, Stone Cold, and I'll run to the room. Or if he would leave, then I would go to her house, start crying. Like, she'd be like, oh, it's okay. Like, I hated The Rock. I hated him so much. To this day, I just can't get behind that. But that's pretty much like the origin story.
So basically, the Attitude Era is when you started watching wrestling.
Yeah, because like I was born in '97, so I have like very sporadic memories of it. Like, I can't tell you exact things, but I remember the big Titantron, like the very big Titantron with just like the logo right there in the middle. Like, I vividly remember that. Like, I remember Stone Cold making a save. I remember some stuff from the Undertaker, Triple H. Like, it's very like blurry, but like I can say like I watched some of it.
Brian?
I actually want to get back to what you said about people saying your name wrong. I remember the first time I worked with you, which I think it was at Titan, and I think I actually like 4 or 5 times how to fucking pronounce your name.
Yeah. Now you definitely did, and if you guys don't know, like all my music and all my theme songs, it's Ryan's voice that plays first. Yep. Listen to my theme song is like that's Ryan. I took that. And so all my entries, every time when my theme song starts, And sometimes before he actually gets to introduce me, he introduces me. So it's fun.
But yeah. So I kind of want to jump into something that just happened recently. I know we're jumping the gun here, but this is huge. You just appeared on AEW Dark.
Yeah.
You gotta tell us, how did that come into play? How did all that come to fruition?
To be honest with you, it's been a year in the making, like legit a solid year. Like, so I went up for the Albany tapings, and that day a year ago was another dark episode, was an AEW taping. So I put on Facebook, I wonder from the tri-state area who's on AEW this week, and a year later I'm that person who I was asking about. So I think it just really came from like putting in a lot of work, like traveling everywhere, like all over New Jersey, Pennsylvania, used to be heavily up in Connecticut, sometimes go to Rhode Island, like just making all the trips that I had to make to kind of just get myself established and to kind of build up that name. So I remember at first, I would be waiting like, damn, like when is my turn going to happen? Blah, blah, blah. But I was like, whatever is going to happen when it happens. And then literally I got that invite. And I know it was like, hey, like, we want you to come do X, Y, and Z. I was like, oh, no, yeah, I'm in there. And it couldn't have happened at a better time for me because um, I'm going through a I don't know, I guess you could say like a crossroads in my career, so to say. So it's like I'm heavily betting like on myself a lot right now, like a lot. So it may not be things that certain people don't agree with or understand, but as long as I'm happy with it and I know what outcome that I want from it, and I know what I want to get, I'm gonna do it. So I was getting a lot of flack for that at some point, but it's like, yo, the proof is in the pudding. You're telling me to change who I am. You're telling me to do something different, but look at where I'm at now. And then on top of that, on my way driving there, I made PWI 500. I'm number 485, and there's people telling me to change who I am and to change what I'm doing. Are you crazy?
I'm sorry. If you made the PW 500, can't ask for anything better.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like I said. So like last week was a very, very emotionally overwhelming week, but in a positive way though, because it was just like a lot of like I just say like the work I've been putting in for the last year, and the way it paid off for a moment. It's like, damn, like I guess I got my flowers, so to say. I got like, okay, like what you're doing is working. Now do it better. Now keep going. Like how can you elevate it? No pun intended from what just happened, but how can you elevate yourself and get to that next level? And that's something that like I'm asking myself a lot now, especially since I've been there. Like I got a taste of what it's like. Like, I went on there, everybody loved my performance, loved what I did, but at the end of the day, I didn't walk out of there with a contract. So there's still improvement. There's still things I need to be done. And that's all I'm looking at right now. Like I'm just so focused on getting back to that stage, like getting back there, and just being the fact that I walked out there too, bro. And there's people yelling boo, like out of nowhere, just from like different parts of the crowd. I heard people yelling Jboujii. It's like, oh damn, like all right, cool, like
you made it.
And in a way, it's like okay, where all right, you're doing something, like I said, I didn't walk out of there with a contract, so. It's just like a good check-in. A good check-in.
But since you have that taste, you wanted more.
Absolutely. There's nothing else that I want, bro. Like it's like so. For instance, I just came like my first show back after doing that. I just did SWF this past weekend. I love SWF. It's not a slight to it. I walked out of the new tri-state champion. I won the title on Saturday, and it's like I love that crowd. It's one of my favorite places to be. But it's like I'm outside in a parking lot hotel right now, and I was just inside of the MVP arena with thousands of people there. A ring that I know I won't die inside of. The ropes are great. Just the lights, the production. I'm watching who walk down the ring to me, the crowd, like everything. It's like, wow, okay. I want that. I gotta get back there. But I know I gotta put in the work though.
And folks, if you haven't had a chance, definitely recommend you go watch tonight's AEW Dark. You were in a 6-man, right?
Yeah, it was myself, Rick Recon, shout out to him, and HVO, shout out to him too.
So your opponents on the episode were Dalton Castle and the boys.
Yeah, Dalton Castle and the boys. Dalton Castle, I got a little bit of history, so a lot of people don't know that I was actually one of the boys one time for Ring of Honor. And his current boys, the tag team, they weren't there for those tapings. And I went there. I lended a helping hand. I did the entrance with him. I even jumped in front of him when Dragon Lee was threw his body over the top rope, and I got hit right in the head. But I did it for Dalton though, right? Because Dalton told me some of the best people were boys at one point. He said Adam Cole. He said tons of names at NXT. Some of your favorite WWE superstars, they were there at one point. I feel like he fed me like this golden road, so to say, and then nothing happened. And I didn't like that personally. So I seen Dalton, and I was like, oh, I seen him on the card. Oh, all right, this is personal. I'll make sure that he never forgets me again in his life. I'll make sure that anytime the name Dalton is there, it's also Jboujii's right there, because if you looked online, he and I have very big egos, and people said our egos would clash at some point. And I feel like, granted, I didn't get the job done this time. This is not the last time Dalton and I will be in the ring together.
Okay. Well, I guess that sort of answered my question about what was it like working. So I guess I'll ask him is what was it like working with him though, in that type of setting?
In that setting, it was that's like his nest, that's like his flock, like those are his people. He's there, they know the entrance, he has the boys coming out with him, like he's home, he's from Albany, he's literally home. So it's like if you can imagine like final boss level, it would have been that Dalton that night. That's what it was like facing him. And then I said it didn't go my way this time, so we're gonna spin it back.
Carl?
So after your match was over and you went into the back, did anybody from the back give you little tidbits of what could be changed a little bit in your performance?
Yeah, definitely. So I go looking for feedback regardless, because like I said, end of the day is like I'm not, especially there, I'm not a contracted person. So it's like, all right, I'm talking to people who are on contract, like, yo, like, how'd you do this and that? And one of the biggest pieces of advice that I got was from Sean Dean, the captain, and he told me about you hear a lot of people tell you to slow down in wrestling, because a lot of people we move fast, the energy's going crazy, so much going on. Sometimes we move a little fast. We gotta slow down for the people in front of you, for the people at home. And the way he explained it to me was not necessarily just slow down, but like control your movements, like control how you move, like gotta be real like precise with stuff. And it clicked for me, like something clicked. I was like, okay, I got you. But just more so like knowing about your movements. I spoke to Mark Henry too. He gave me a great advice. That was good. Speaking to him, Dustin Rose, he just like walked past me, patted me on the back, and kept going. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool.
You did something good if you got a pat on the back by him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was just like one of those, like, oh, all right. So I got that. But yeah, I got it. It was good. It was definitely good. I got a bunch of feedback.
So when you sat down with Mr. Henry, what was it like talking with him, going over what he was telling you?
It was cool. It was really cool, because I actually, I've recently just finished working with Shane Taylor Promotions over the summer. And although it's all beef and war in the ring, those are very intelligent guys who have done a lot in this business, and I would be foolish to not try and like get any feedback from them. So I spoke with them, and then to end up speaking to Mark Henry too, who's another guy who they took stuff from, I'm pretty sure, when they were growing up and watching. It was really good. Like he gave me something very, very solid that I'm not gonna share, but it was really good what he said to me. So like I kind of know what I gotta do. I ended up speaking to Keith Lee as well too. Like, so I feel like I spoke to like all like the important people that I needed to speak to, who were available at that time. There's a lot going on. Everything's going on throughout the arena, but those are definitely conversations that were really good for me.
Well, just to chime in for a quick second, to talk to guys like Keith Lee and Captain Sean Dean, those are guys who came from the independent scene. So they know what it takes to get from working in like Ridgefield Park to working in AEW.
Yeah, 100%. Because like you said, they did it, and they're still doing it to a degree right now. So those are just like I said. Those are like two of the most perfect guys you could have possibly spoken to after making your AEW debut, doing your first time working with the company in that capacity.
Right.
So you mentioned one group called Shane Taylor Promotions, and back at May at One Night Only, you faced off against the Rev Ron Hunt, and quite honestly, one of the most chaotic but most awesome matches I've ever witnessed in a bodega street fight.
Yeah, man, that was a coming out party. That was a coming out party, Ryan. After that match, a lot of people looked at me differently. A lot of people was like, "Oh, okay."
That's basically what you call your, like you said, your coming out party. Like that's when people start noticing, oh shit, Jboujii.
Yeah, literally, it was like, oh shit, like, oh whoa, hell, wait a minute.
So, what was going through your mindset preparing for that matchup against Ron?
Well, I was just trying to get to the damn building, that's one, because I caught a flat tire on my way there. Like literally.
Well, I mean yeah.
Bro, literally just pulled out right in front of my house, caught a flat tire. Stranded. It was a thunderstorm.
Oh my god, yeah, I remember that too.
I had to wait like an hour and a half for someone to come get me. I got there probably like 15 minutes before the match. They had to push my match back. So yeah, it was just like, just get to the building. And I wasn't upset though. I was like, whatever happens supposed to happen. This is how it's supposed to go down right now. So just let it be. Control what you can't control. And then once you get there, just do what you gotta do. So with all that, and then from the moment when I walked out the curtain and then just hearing everybody, just seeing the reaction, it was just like it was easy. It was easy because like everybody was invested into it. Everybody was in the Twitter spaces, the Instagram lives, all the threads, all the back and forth. Everybody was watching it. Everybody, like it was people in MLW asking me about it. I was like, "Yo, how did you get this to happen? How did you do this?" And it was like, "I'm Jboujii, bro. People want to face Jboujii."
And correct me if I'm wrong, but there was a flaming crock in that match, wasn't there?
Absolutely. Why? Yeah, of course. Like you gotta do something memorable. The show itself is memorable, but the fact that I set a crock on fire and like I smacked him with it, amazing.
Yeah.
I thought I should do it anyway, so I had to just keep my word.
Well, I will interject one thing here. At the Bree show, Mr. Peterson did say, make sure you stand clear of the ring if there comes out a crock.
He's a good man. He understands what goes on here. Like he knows what it is. The Bree show is good too. That was really fun. That was actually my debut at the 5th anniversary. And the funny part, that match came because I beat Rev's ass with a flaming crock. So his boy wanted to step in and fight for his honor or whatever. So I was like, all right, okay, cool.
It was a good show, except for the DJ sucked.
Yeah.
Well, that ain't gonna happen anymore.
Nah, because he was like, I was there, I was ready. He was playing every music but my music, and I wasn't coming out to my music played. So
you weren't the only one.
Yeah,
he did that to everybody.
What I think was the best reaction out of that whole thing was Shane Fair on the microphone saying, "There's no way in hell that's Jboujii's song."
Yo, Shane, that's my guy. I love Shane. I heard it too. I was in the back like, that's right, Shane. Thank you, Shane. Like,
I'm going to pull the curtain back on this one. At the next Bree show, I'm the DJ. Ryan is doing the audio.
Oh, okay, great. So look, you already know we good to go. I trust you.
Well, I mean, you know why your name sounded crystal clear, right? Because you were using my shit. Just saying.
Now, speaking about that Bree show, what was it like not having a third rope?
I liked it. I actually liked it because I was able to run away, maneuver a little bit, get him mad, a little bit of the cat and mouse. Like, you see when I slapped the fire out of him at the beginning of the match, I just slid right out the ring, ran around one time, slid right back in the ring beautifully. I watch that clip all the time too. I just love how I just slide in there, and then boom, I just start beating on it. It was good. It was very different, but it's not the first time I've worked without a bottom rope, so that was good.
Well, one thing I remember about that match was the chair shot.
Of course you do.
I remember that chair shot, and Yeah, that was definitely one of those moments in that match where I kind of sat there and said, ow, that hurt.
Yeah, I was brother. I was there. I was like, ooh. Sorry.
Wait a minute, John. John, didn't you say that you wanted one too?
Yes,
Shut
he did.
up! Shut up!
Hey man, listen, that's your own discretion. That's Face. He's a different type of monster, bro.
Oh my God.
I can't help you there, brother.
Ryan, you guys already have heat. You guys already gave me heat with Ruthless Lala. I already got a chest slap from Marina.
No. That was him. That was all him. That was all Carl.
So yeah, I don't need any more heat. Thank you very much.
Yikes,
Yeah,
brother.
you missed the watch along afterwards.
Oh yeah,
We did the spicy chip challenge between me and John.
those two.
That the winner would get to pick a wrestler of his choice to chest slap the other one, and the other one got shaved. Now, if John lost, he was shaved bald and a chest slap. I had a full goatee. I would have lost mine, and I would have got chest slap. Well, Ryan was the judge. We went 21 minutes.
They
Which,
lasted longer than I
surprisingly,
expected.
John lasted 21 minutes. So, Ryan made the compromise. We both take a win, but we both get chest slapped. I overheard John talk to Mr. Darius Carter about it. So, Ryan and I went to the table where the wrestlers were, and I spoke to Miss Marina Shaffir. I spoke to her about it, and she goes, "Oh, hell yeah, I'm in."
And Jay,
John never knew who I was picking.
until that moment.
Yeah.
Like Carl had an idea of who I was going for. I didn't get told until Ryan goes over the speaker that Jimmy was holding that night and says, "Oh, can Miss Marina Shaffir please come up?" And I was like, "Excuse me."
I was egging on too because he was like, "Who is it? Who?
Yeah,
While he was trying so hard not to like pass out in the middle of the floor.
yeah, that was definitely interesting.
And there's a video of him getting the chest slap.
Damn.
Yeah.
That was a good one too.
Now the other moment that I remember from go ahead, Carl.
But Mr. Carter decided to take a part of it and give me the chest slap, which I still want to kill Mr. Peterson very much. Because if you remember when it was Queen of the North that they moved from January to March, Darius was going up against Marina Shaffir for the belt.
Yes.
Darius came on that Thursday right before the show and said, "I'm never losing the belt."
Yeah.
Yeah, he got the belt that night, that Saturday night.
Damn,
So Ryan put that into his ear, and he decided to hit me a little bit harder and leave a handprint for 2 days.
While Mr. Carter was holding his elegant wine glass that he always does,
gotta have
I leaned over the Carter's ear and says, "Wasn't this the show that you went on before you lost your title after the historic reign?" And he's like, "Okay." He puts down the wine glass. Now you know shit's about to hit the fan.
Now, here's the even bigger. Anthony Cole put a $100 bill down for me to take the shirt off.
You're crazy, man.
I did it.
We're that bougie, unfortunately, we're that nuts. But
if you like it, I love it, man.
It was. I look at it back on it, and I'm like, I've already said it to him. I go, "We're doing round 2. Round 2 is going to happen."
Well, also, too, Anthony just informed us that anytime we do a watch along, I'm the one to pick the challenges.
Yeah. I don't know why he would do that, but let's get back to Bougie here. The other moment I remember from that Bree show.
If you mention the bottom rope again, I'm going to chop you myself.
Huh?
Bougie, I'm going to be straight up, man. Ever since that show, he could not stop talking about the lack of bottom rope.
That wasn't the moment I tried. Yeah, because I think that was a funny moment. I'm sorry. No, the other moment was the involvement you had in Darius Carter and Hunt's match.
Oh my I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, what you want to know about it?
What was going through your head at that moment, right when I think it was when they were by the wall, right where they do the announcing, and all you see is Cheyenne pop his head up. Well, Ryan, what did he keep saying?
Yeah. After I think it was Ron that knocked you out. Cheyenne's leaning over on commentary on Jboujii, Jboujii, Jboujii.
Yeah, no, I can still hear him ringing in my ear to this day with that. But yeah, that was my first time, being that close to action of Mr. Darius Carter. Carter is definitely someone who is respected out here. He is someone who, when we're in the locker room, we kind of like give each other like that nod, like, okay, like I see you. I see you too. It's like a mutual respect, you can say. I think it's because I remind him of himself in ways. But I was there. I don't like Rev. We all know this. I lit a crock on fire and hit him with it, so you can tell how much I dislike him. And just like he's not gonna come here again in Ridgefield Park, to the MSG of the Indies out here in New Jersey and think he's gonna, just waltz in here and think things are cute and sweet. It's like, no. So unfortunately, he got a sucker punch on me, which is okay. My jaw's a little rocked, but y'all seen how it ended. Carter beat him, choked him out, made him go night night. Then me and Face just took care of him at the end.
Yeah, Face is one person I don't want to mess with.
I like Face. Face is a cool guy.
You bring up Darius Carter. Do you think anytime soon you and Darius are going to square off?
I mean, like, I would think so. If you look at two of the bigger names out here, two of the most impactful names, two of the most polarizing names out here in New Jersey, it's definitely Jboujii and Carter. It's just about, do people really want to do that, or do they really want to put Carter at risk like that? Do they want to put him out there? Yo, what's Jboujii gonna do to him? Yeah, I feel like there's a fear of, if Carter and I go head to head, I feel like Carter's not gonna have that light that he has after we're done. I respect him 100%, but he's an opportunity, and I feel like people think that I'm gonna capitalize on that, and they want to just keep Carter away from Jboujii as long as they can until. But hey, he could be in the tournament, the Grand Dragon tournament. If he is, he is. But like I said, I'm winning that tournament. They asked me to come on here for a reason, because I'm right now the biggest name that they got, 100%. Of course, Carter has been there. Of course, you have the people on TV, you have everything like that. But when it comes to Richfield, when it comes to this area, it's really Jboujii. When you look in that crowd, there's nothing but takeover shirts in there. There's nothing but Jboujii shirts in there. It's different whenever my music hits. It's different when I walk through the curtain. It's different when I come to my lady Shayla. It's a totally different presentation. There's nothing that anyone out here can do. So when you see this, and you got something like that, you want to make this the face of your company. You want to make this the face of your brand. You want to do this. You want to put this out there. Why? Because I'm the guy who's going to do this. I was going to come in here and I'll do your podcast. I'll talk. I'll do everything I do, but I'm still going to be me. I'm still going to say that I'm winning this tournament. I'm still going to say that Carter's going to fold when he gets in the ring with me. I'm still going to say that my mind is still focused on bigger and brighter pastures. This is just stepping stones for me. I'm using this. I'm going to use this to get to where I want to be. And a lot of people aren't real with themselves and can't admit that. Well, I can. I always will. So, like I said, I'm gonna win this tournament. I have to win this tournament. Let's have to. There's a lot of people talking, a lot of people doubting, and all this other stuff. And if BCW is smart, you know what I mean, they'll just give me a bye to the championship round. It keeps a lot of people from getting embarrassed. Just let them go through each other, do what they do, make them come step up to me. And then if he's really that good as you think he is, or he's the best as he say he is, or she, because it's intergender, there's also females, phenomenal women wrestling. Women wrestlers are going to be in there. So Same thing. I just had a match against Vicious Vicky. I didn't want to do it to her, but I had to get the win at the end of the day. So now here we are, and if I have to go through said person to get to this championship to be another first ever, that's why my resume is filled with first evers. I'm going to do that. I'm gonna do that, and then I will make a track about it on my next album, and we'll call it a day.
Well, now that you bring it up, your stepping stones. I'm going to bring up a name that's been around for a long time in the Northeast, Mr. Dan Moff.
I knew he was gonna say that. I knew he was gonna say that. I knew he was gonna say that. But I feel like that's an appropriate name to say, being that I was Monster Mac's handpicked opponent for his 25th anniversary. Mac chose me. He told the people, I want Jboujii. Give me Jboujii. He wanted one last hoorah. He wanted one last go to see if he could still do it. If he could still do that moonsault from the second rope. If he could still do everything that he used to be able to do. He chose me. He chose Jboujii. Why? Because I am one of the best out here. And I've been the best prior to PWI, which just confirms it. But I'm one of the best out here. And you want to see if you can go. You want to see if you can still do what you used to do. You put Jboujii on the card. You put me in that match. And you come and test yourself. And it's not me, knocking it or nothing, but just like I'm that good. I'm going to bring the best out of you because I'm gonna be my best. I don't care who I'm facing. I'm gonna be my best. I'm gonna try and embarrass you. I'm gonna make fun of you. And I'm gonna make you the next clip of my highlight reel. That's literally all it is. So when you want to bring up to Dan Moff, he is a much respected person out here. He hits very hard. I hear it. I see it. That's a very hard hitting big man.
Yeah.
But that is someone that I feel like it's only appropriate that I do step in the ring with at some point. Because
That's what my next question was. Is he one person you want to step in the ring with?
Listen, he has to pass the torch, whether he likes it or not. And it's nothing but respect to him. And I would love to be that person that snatches it away from him, earn his respect, of course, because that man's a legend out here. Don't ever think that I'm foolish enough to not understand who these people are. He's a legend. He's a name. His name's on the card. People's coming out. His music hit. People go crazy. Like, I'm very well aware of who and what he is, which is why I'm talking this way, because he's an opportunity. So if he is that, and that's what people see him as, he's an opportunity for me. And then it's another plate for me to look at. Like, okay, well, how am I eat tonight? How am I get through this? What we gonna do here? So I would love to, of course.
Brian.
So you mentioned that your resume is full of, firsts. Now, besides Moff and Carter, what are some first ever matchups that you want to see yourself in? Really put the spotlight on you now.
Well, Carter's at the top of that list for sure. Like, for sure, he's definitely someone I want to go against. Ken Broadway. I like Ken Broadway.
Okay.
I like Ken Broadway a lot. Myron Reed. Who else? Those are like names that kind of like pop up. Lance. I know I.
Yep.
From We've actually spoke numerous times where like he said he wants to face me. We almost had a match this weekend too, but things happened, got switched up, so we didn't end up facing each other. But I think those are guys that come to mind. Oh, and definitely the SAT, Joel and Jose Maximo, 100%. I'm training with them now, so it's like I have to get in the ring with you. Like it's something that I want. But those would be the names of guys that like I would definitely want to go against. I'm pretty sure there's someone I'm forgetting, but those like the names that come to mind right now. But yeah, in any capacity of those matchups, definitely for sure.
Now, obviously, you have Invictus coming up this Sunday. You're in the what is it? The 8-man, 6-man tag match.
8-man.
8-man tag match. What are your thoughts going into that match?
I mean, just the goons. Everybody knows who the goons are. They just invaded PWI the other day. It's crazy, but that was pretty funny. Dust is 500. Like what? But it's cool.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, What?
Yeah, but it's dope though. I think that this would be a very interesting matchup for Takeover as a whole. Um, we're gonna have fun. I know I am. I think this is it's gonna definitely make a statement. Me personally, definitely gonna make a statement because I feel like Invictus hasn't been treating me with the respect that I deserve. I feel like I haven't been spotlighted as I should have been. I gave them their biggest crowd to date with Takeover versus SCP. That has not been packed at that size and that magnitude. Oh, magnitude! Look at that's the name of the show. Ever since that show that we put on. So I think I gotta kind of like put Invictus on the hot seat for a little bit.
Carl.
So I'm gonna switch gears for a second here because you're also a recording artist.
Yes.
How does you put your recording career with your wrestling career?
So they both helped me equally. Because they're both promos essentially. Like I got really good at doing promos. Like as I started writing music, well, I got good at the music. I got better at my promos. About my promos, I got better at the music. So they both helped each other. But I only do music until I have like a story I want to tell or how I'm feeling about something. I just can't go in there and just freestyle. That's not me. Like I treat music like wrestling. I like to tell a story. Like I'll literally like make a song like a match, and like I'll just do that. So that's why like I can talk about myself a lot. If you listen to my theme songs, the song "Witness" and to now the song "Takeover," "Witness" was literally like my coming out party, and our coming out party for the Indies. And the song "Takeover," which is named officially after us, it's like nah, like we're here now. Like we've only been on Indies for a year. Like I just made a year on the Indies this past April, and I'm on PWI now. Like we're here now, So I treat music like just another way of me telling who I am as a performer, getting over whatever you want to call it. It's just like, hey, if you listen to it, you learn about him. You understand his character, you understand the things like that.
Brian.
So, so I have to flat out. I'm putting you on the hot seat now. What's the future? What's in Jboujii's future? Like, what is your mind's goal? Like, what's the big goal that you want to reach?
I'm trying to get a contract by the end of this year.
Okay.
By the end of this year, I want to be signed. Whether it's Impact, AEW, WWE, MLW, GTW, anywhere with a W that's gonna pay me.
ECW. Oh, we're bringing that back.
Hey man, if it works, it works, and if it's something that makes sense to the business, of course, absolutely. But like I said earlier, like I was just at the MVP arena. I was just on the AEW offer sheet underneath extra talent. You know, I was in the building, bro. Like I know what it's like. I see what it's like, and I only seen a little bit of it, and I want more of it. Like I can't go back to the Motel Sixes, to the Richfield Parks, which I love Richfield Park. Like it got me to where I'm at now, but I don't want that no more. I need more. So, which is why I'm going to win this Grand Dragon tournament, which is why I'm going to win whatever title ends up in my face at Pro Wrestling Magic, which is why I'm putting Invictus on the hot seat, which is why I'm doing these interviews with you guys here. So that way people will know what's today's date, September 19th, that Jboujii said that he's going to win the Grand Dragon tournament, that he will be signing a contract, which is nothing else on his mind but that, and that he wants more, and that he wants to face Carter, Ken Broadway, Myron Reed, Dan Moff, Monster Mac. We can run it back one more time if you so please. It doesn't matter. You guys gotta, holla at me, bro. Holla at you any day of the week. And also just betting on yourself, more importantly. Be true to yourself.
Now, Bougie, my last question is this. I know you said before you mentioned the guys who you want to wrestle now on the independent scene. But if you can face anybody, and I ask this to every wrestler we've had on, that's now or from the past. Doesn't matter what promotion they're in, what level they're at, who would it be?
I mean, that's a hard question because it's never just a one person answer. But ideally, is because he's my favorite wrestler, it would be Stone Cold. I would love to face Stone Cold. If it's someone right now, like active, it'll probably be Roman Reigns because no one's touching him right now, and he. I watch his levels a lot. Like I watch how he shifts gears, and I like it a lot. I like how he does it. And I can respect that. Like it's really him. He's just a jackass. That's it. That's really all it is to it. Roman. If it had to be somebody else, AEW, so to say, it would probably be Kenny Omega. We go to MLW again. Myron Reed. I like Myron a lot. I think him and I could definitely do some fire. If we take it to Impact, it would probably be Chris Bay. Probably go against Chris Bay. We definitely want to do something with him. Actually, one more. If we go back to AEW one more time, Swerve, because everybody wants me and Swerve to get in the ring. I hear that constantly. They keep saying Bougie and Swerve, Bougie and Swerve.
That would be an interesting match.
I met him down in Florida when I went there in May, and then I seen him. I was at AEW. He was like, "Yo, it's good, bro. It's good to see you. I'm happy you here." So, yo, same thing. So, he and I, that's definitely stuff.
I could see that between you and Swerve. That would definitely be one match that I would definitely look forward to seeing. But Carl?
So, besides Invictus this weekend, what else do you have coming up this weekend?
So Pro Wrestling Magic in the Trios tournament is going to be myself and the Faceless Ones versus damn, I forgot their name, but I know it's Smiley, Osito, and
oh shit. Okay. Yeah, well, again, you'll see me there. As you know, I'm the loudest one.
There's one more person. Well, I don't know why I'm blanking right now. Project Mayhem, I believe is their name. Yes, Project Mayhem.
Yeah,
So that'd
Smiley's
be cool.
little group there.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Everybody, I've been getting that same thing too. Want me to face Smiley, like Jboujii and Smiley, same thing. So I gotta punch him in the face. I'll punch him in the face for y'all. If you ask for it, I'm gonna deliver it to you. You know.
Yes.
And then after that, I think that's it. That's it. Yeah, we spin it right back to SWF again. Then we getting into the Grand Dragon tournament with BCW. Then we go into We Are Wrestling. We're gonna be in the Bronx. Be my first time wrestling in the Bronx. I'm from the Bronx, so that's really near and dear to me. And then December, trying to sign a contract. So that's like my year, rest of my year.
And what about on your music side?
So I just dropped my album like 2 weeks ago, and all right. So actually, you asked about that. I'm kind of working on trying to get a bunch of artists who are wrestlers to do one whole project. I already got 2 people on there. Stan Michael, R&B. He's a great guy. His vocals are crazy. He's a name that's if y'all here, y'all should definitely look out for. And also Nikolai White, who's extremely talented. Extremely talented. So I actually said Nikolai B. He said, "Yeah, I already wrote something to it right now." So I got that there. Gonna try and get Ken Broadway. I'm gonna try and get Myron Reed, and I'm gonna try and get Top Dollar too, from Hit Row. He's cool. He definitely looked out for me during the so for what it's worth now, it's not gonna happen now. After we did the SCP show, it's gonna be Takeover versus Hit Row. Well, no, it was Hitmakers at the time. So we was gonna be their first matchup on the Indies, like the New York, New Jersey scene, but scheduling and things changing and everything like that. So that was supposed to happen probably like if not August, like now we was looking at doing that. But he a dude that I could also go to and talk to and everything like that if I need to. So I'm definitely gonna try to get some music with him. But this is all just me trying to figure out what to do, and I think it'd be pretty cool to get like all independent wrestlers. We got that one big name on there. Why not do something like that?
Yeah.
Right.
Nah, basically, Carl just stole my last question about your music side, so I'm good on my end.
Sorry, brother.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Now, Jay, where can people find you on social media?
Is Jboujii everywhere? Letter J, not Jay, letter J, Boujii. It's always a double I at the end. That's on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. That's it. Yeah, I don't. YouTube, of course, but yeah, I know that. Also on IWTV, you can type in Jboujii once you get straight to my stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much me. It's also Jboujii on PlayStation. You want to play some Call of Duty? Why not? But I think that's it. Yeah, yeah.
Now, Jay, thank you so much for hopping on tonight. We appreciate it.
Oh, no,
You
thank you for the invite, man. Of
you got
course.
you have a busy weekend, and we will meet. All three of us will see you. Actually, me and Carl will see you Saturday, and then all three of us will see you Sunday.
Can't wait, man. Let's
I
definitely
mean, you
get
better
together.
see
And
me
also,
Saturday
too-
because I'm introducing him in the match, guys. Come on. I'm introducing him.
True. But also, too, Jay, the door is always open for you to come back on.
Oh yeah, for sure. I always like to make laps, do second rounds. Always like to come back on. Just the introduction and the return. I like to do. I just check in with you guys.
Yeah.
If I'm always talking about myself, so I love to talk about myself. So I'll always come back on whenever. But yeah, definitely would love to come back on with you guys. And hopefully no one's getting chopped anymore and doing hot chip stuff. Just
Only him. He's the one that gets chopped.
yeah, you gotta we gotta get that figured out.
Again, Jboujii, thank you so much for hopping on. And guys, if you're in the Ridgefield Park area and you happen to can get tickets for either Saturday or Sunday, definitely want to go. You're going to see Jboujii in action. He definitely brings the house down. His matches are always banger matches.
Thank you.
So for Jay and Carl and Ryan, I am John. It's been the Round the Ropes YouTube exclusive. We will catch you guys every Tuesday night. Until then, catch you on the flip side.